Alright, before I begin, I want to say that I'm not making this video out of spite against Pokemon Girl because I hated her backstory video or anything. I don't. I actually liked it. The thing is that she requested me to do a backstory on her character, Susan the Shiny Delcatty. And given how I did leave a bit of a backstory in it, in an episode of Community, I'm like, sure, I'll do it. I'd love to. As for Trico, I have to see her series first, because otherwise I'll have no idea what I'm doing in that. Anyway, with that said, let's start this backstory. First thing I gotta quickly explain. The Electivire was not Akira's mate. No, this was one of her soldiers. And the shocking thing, this is Electrophos's and long insert name here, ancestor. Well, not Ampharos, but you get the idea. Anyway, over time he came out a child. Now the next event that would end up happening is that, well, you pretty much assumed what happened if you saw the episode. Aggron's descendant came, attacked, went to her form, asked her somewhat mates in a way. She asked her mate to leave the egg on Earth and leave it to hatch till 1994 a day, where they did, and an Earl, Magile, found it, and they took it in. Sorry for the shitty third-gen sprites, but the thing is that this is kind of implied that this is the past and stuff. You know, back when they used those shitty, back when, well, you get the idea. So thus, well, Anne had an egg, was going to have another egg in her anyway, 2 years later. The egg that you will see in flashbacks of Anne and Earl was actually Samantha. This was they actually adopted Susan the Shiny Delcatty. They took it in and yeah. However, it was not until shortly after that another egg was created there. This was because during Susan the Shiny Delcatty's metamorphosis stage, where you get the idea, instead of merging her light and darkness into one being, a mistake happened, somehow a glitch in a way, and thus forced the evil out of the mixing process, causing Susan the Shiny Delcatty to be as a being of light, but no darkness, so she's incomplete. This egg, you see, is an egg that's pretty much, you get the idea. It's pretty much Nasus, but yes, she hatched, and you get the idea. Anyway, as she grew up, blah blah, nothing else really much happened. We know she's the moon goddess, she knows that and stuff. So, well, pretty much a lot of things is self-explanatory, because unlike Electrophos and Blaziken, Susan was given a lot of emphasis and humanized and throughout. I can't really make much of a story about that. I mean, 2 years later, Samantha Happini was born, and then 4 years later, Brian's Mudkip was born, so you pretty much get that assumption. Yeah, so I might as well lead to the scene that pretty much involves Susan in her little dimension thing, kind of like Electrophos. I'm really glad I know my fate and what's happened, but the problem is that I just wished that there was a way I could prove myself, like Electrophos did. I love him so much, and I wish I had the courage like he did. He's the guy who could run into the army base, into an army field of war, and get out alive. He has the perseverance for anything. He even killed legends before. He's brave. He's determined. He has a ton of courage, and I wish I could be like him someday. I love both of them, but I love them both equally. The thing is that both have their pros and cons, but with Electrophos, he's so much stronger than Lucas, and that's what worries me. But he did save Lucas. He even fought his brother and survived. His brother. I just wish I could like him someday. But yeah. That was actually your form. One day I want to be as strong as him. And even if fate does imply that me and him are to be together, that's what fate is. And thus, I think I found my happiness.
It's not euphoria, whatever that is, but it's happiness apparently. I don't know because Susan's been in this. This is before the time skip, guys. This is not like the Halloween special, which take place 1 year later. No, she's actually in a state of confusion. She has to choose between her love Lucas or her second love Electrophos. Both have their pros and cons.
But, yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe also strong as him, but I don't want to be too strong. I don't know. But I want to be with him someday. I can't let that stop me. And thus, that's pretty much the end of it. That's pretty much like that's pretty much a 2-month anniversary present, and that's also explains her backstory. I love you, Susan, and happy 2-month anniversary. Alright, so that takes care of that. End of backstory. And I'm sorry if it's if it's shorter than Shiny Tyranitar's, but the problem is that there really wasn't that much left to be explained. I mean, aside from the stuff that's going to be explained in Season 4, which isn't really much, there's nothing really more I can say about Susan, because the Shiny Delcatty, because she's in a love triangle with Lucas and Electrophos. And you may ask, oh, what about Wigglytuff? Well, Wigglytuff was pretty much there like a yin-yang thing, and it was pretty much like fates to tie them both together. There's nothing really more to be said. With that said, backstory over.